Well, hello there, my name's Vinny Voodoo, and today we're going to be talking about bugs. And these bugs, whilst they exist in Warzone Pacific, have actually existed in the Call of Duty franchise for quite some time. Before I get to them, I want to mention the fact that Activision have done a whole bunch of changes to the perks, and one that I use all the time is Ghost. And now if you're still, Ghost doesn't work. So you have to be moving at all times for Ghost to work. Presumably Activision thinks we're all T-Rexes, and our vision's based on movement, but I haven't had a chance to get to grips with all of the changes with regards to the perks, and I'll do so over the next few days. Now, the first bug I want to mention is, I want to imagine the scenario here. You're running into an area, there's a bad guy right there, you go to launch a lethal at him, grenade, whatever it is, in my case it's usually mines, and instead of launching a lethal, you melee, and because of that, you die. I don't even get a chance to put a mine down to get a little ruenge as they come and collect the cash from my cold, dead body. Now, it could be that, yes, I might have accidentally hit melee instead of the right bumper, which would be a launch lethal, but there's been situations where it's happened and I've been climbing over something, which means my right thumb is on the X button, which is A on the Xbox, to jump, and is nowhere near the thumbstick, which is melee. And it's happened so often that I know it is a bug, and I've actually corroborated that with colleagues on other platforms, including the Xbox, and it happens to them. Now, there's about 300,000 people playing at any one time, playing Warzone, and if you extrapolate, let's say 10% of them have suffered from this bug. From there, you say that over a 12-month period, it means that this bug has hit people approximately 1.7 billion times a day. I may not be 100% accurate on my numbers there, but either way, it does happen and it annoys the piss out of me, and I'm completely convinced that I did not hit melee and I did hit lethal, and for whatever reason it meleeed, causing my death. But let me know what you think. Does that happen to you? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I've got some footage of bug number 2, which is where friends becomes enemies and enemies become friends. The second bug I want to talk about is aided by me painting a little scenario for you. I want you to imagine that you're ensconced in some shack or a building and comes crashing through the door a friendly. Now, there is no friendly fire on in Warzone, but you don't shoot because it was clearly a friendly. Maybe if it's Clash, he's got a blue dot above his head. But either way, the red name of an enemy does not appear, and then he shoots and kills you. And you're convinced it showed him as a friendly, or at least neutral, and there was no indication it was a bad guy, and they were close enough where his name should have been above his head. This has happened to me a lot, and it goes back way before Warzone existed, and I remember it in the old Black Ops 2 game days happening, and it still happens now. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any conclusive footage, and I've spoken to colleagues about this, and they say, well, maybe the blue dot was in the distance, because here's the thing about Clash, it's every single friendly on the map is shown in the visuals of the game, no matter how far away they are. So it's possible that there was an eclipse of a friendly by an enemy that made it look like he was a friendly. The problem with that is I have footage of sort of the opposite happening, and that is when you go down the sights, you do an ADS. Now, normally everything in your periphery should show friendlies, if they are indeed friendlies, and as you see here, it does, except for when it doesn't. For whatever reason, sometimes it shows friendlies in the periphery of an ADS in Clash as enemies. Well, at least they don't have a blue dot above their head, and the only blue dots you see are actually in the scope. You think, well, that's by design. It's not by design, because I can have the same weapon on in 2 different games, and sometimes it shows the blue dots in the periphery, and sometimes it doesn't. It is clearly a bug, and as I've said, it's one that goes back quite some time. But let me know in the comments again if this has happened to you, and if it's happened to you more recently, especially with Clash being there, because I'm playing a lot more Clash because there is no Plunder. And if you go to Rebirth Reinforced, we can see we're on week 1 of 3. It says it down the bottom left there, and we need to be in week 3 of 3 for Plunder to come back, which is down the bottom there. So the only choice I have in order to play Warzone is to play Clash, since I don't play Battle Royale. I don't know if this bug actually does appear in Battle Royale. I haven't played it enough to see that. In fact, it's so bad with Plunder being missing, I've actually just downloaded Warface, and I'm getting to grips with that just for a change of pace. Bring back Plunder, Activision. Stop using it as a limited time mode. You launched the game with both of the bastards. keep it on. Little rant there by the end of it. But let me know in the comments if you've had either of these two bugs, or if you've noticed horribleness with the changes that they've made to the perks. In the meantime, it leaves me to say that my name's Vinny Voodoo, and thanks for watching.